Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Suresh. You are watching Yerola Suresh YouTube channel. Friends, in this session, let's talk about different circulatory systems or different circulatory organs in animals. Okay, first of all, let's try to understand what is meant by circulation. Circulation is a metabolism. Circulation means movement of substances or transportation of substances from one place to other place in the body. So many kinds of substances are to be transported regularly for the survival of an organism. Example, the substances like food material, glucose, amino acids and fatty acids, and the gases like oxygen and the waste materials which are produced in the cells, all these are to be transported from one place to other place. For transportation of substances from one place to other place, every organism adopt a special method or special system to carry out the process of transportation or circulation. But here, the circulation in all the animals is not same. Circulation is a metabolism, that is an essential task or mandatory, but the mode of transportation or the mode of circulation is not same in all the organisms. From organism to organism or from phylum to phylum in the organisms, the circulation system and circulation method changes. Though circulation is very much essential in all organisms, though it is mandatory task, the method of circulation is not same in all the organisms. The method or the mode of circulation changes from one organism to other organism. So now let's concentrate on the different kinds of circulatory systems in animals. Okay, first of all here, this is phylum and this is circulatory system, Protozoa. The examples for Protozoa phylum are amoeba, paramecium and euglena. All these are unicellular organisms. As they are unicellular organisms, the method of circulation in unicellular organisms is very much simple. So they follow Brownian movements. They adopt Brownian movements for the transportation of substances inside the cell. What are Brownian movements? Brownian movements means the movement of protoplasm in cell. Movement of protoplasm is called as Brownian movement. In the cells of all animals, it may be unicellular organism or it may be multicellular organism. In all the cells of organisms, Brownian movements are very common feature because the protoplasm of all the cells keeps moving always, so that the substances are transported inside the cell, that is by Brownian movements. So as they are unicellular organisms, they transport the substances by Brownian movements. Next, porifera. Example, sponges. Sponges are non-motile organisms. They don't move from one place to other place. They are fixed organisms. And how do they transport the substances? They create their own currents by beating flagella. With the help of flagella, they beat flagella. By beating flagella, they can create their own currents in the body. By that currents, the substances are transported from one place to other place. Okay, this is what the method adopted by porifera organisms. Next, Coelenterata. Example, hydra and jellyfish. In Coelenterata, the organisms transport the substances with the help of gastrovascular cavity. So, gastrovascular cavity, it is a cavity which helps in digestion of food material and transportation of food material or transportation of substances to all parts of the body. So, gastrovascular cavity helps in transportation of substances in Coelenterata organisms. Next, Platyhelminthes. Example, planaria and Fasciola hepatica. All these are the examples for Platyhelminthes. In Platyhelminthes organisms, there is no special circulatory system. Digestive system and excretory system both involve in the process of circulation. Digestive system involves in digestion of food material and transportation of digested food to all the body parts. And excretory system involves in collection of waste material from all the body parts. Like that, digestive system and excretory system involved in the process of circulation or transportation of substances. Next, Nematohelminthes. Example, Ascaris. Okay, Nematohelminthes organisms, pseudocoelom. Pseudocoelom means pseudo. The word pseudo indicates unreal. Coelom means body cavity. Here it is not real cavity, it is unreal cavity. So unreal cavity is present in the organisms of Nematohelminthes phylum. This unreal cavity or pseudocoelom helps in transportation of substances from one place to other place in the body. Next, Annelida. Annelida organisms are the very first organisms which have developed real cavity or real coelom. Coelom was very first developed in the organisms of Annelida phylum. Okay, in Annelida phylum, the organs for circulation are heart, blood vessels and blood. So, Annelida organisms have developed a pumping machine for the transportation of liquids to all parts of the body. So, heart was very first seen in the organisms of Annelida phylum. Okay, the parts are like this: heart, blood vessels and blood. These three are known as circulatory system. Here the blood flows in blood vessels, so this kind of circulation is called closed type of circulation. What is closed type of circulation? If blood flows in blood vessels, that kind of circulation is closed type of circulation. Next, let's concentrate on Arthropoda. Arthropoda is the biggest phylum in animal kingdom, and most of the organisms are present in Arthropoda, especially all the insects belongs to Arthropoda phylum. Arthropoda phylum, the parts for circulation are heart, sinuses and blood. Here we can observe one thing. Here heart and blood are common, but instead of blood vessels, here these organisms have developed sinuses. There are no blood vessels present in Arthropoda organisms. Sinuses are present instead of blood vessels. Here heart, sinuses and blood are the parts of circulatory system. So here no blood vessels are present. The blood flows in sinuses. So this kind of circulation is known as open type of circulation. Open type of circulation means if blood flows in sinuses, that is known as open type of circulation. If blood flows in blood vessels, that is known as closed type of circulation. Okay, next, mollusca. Example, snail. In mollusca organisms, heart, sinuses and blood are the parts of circulatory system. So it is same as Arthropoda phylum. So this is also open type of circulation or open type of circulatory system. But there is an exemption. The organism octopus, though it belongs to mollusca phylum, it doesn't have open type of circulation. It has closed type of circulation because no sinuses are present in octopus. Blood vessels are present in octopus. Heart, blood vessels and blood are present in octopus. So in octopus, closed type of circulation is seen. But in mollusca organisms, open type of circulation is seen. Okay. Next, Echinodermata. Example, starfish. In Echinodermata phylum, heart, blood vessels and blood are the parts of circulatory system. So this is also closed type of circulation. Okay. Next, vertebrates. In all the vertebrates, species, amphibians and reptiles and birds and mammals, in all these organisms, heart, blood vessels and blood are present. So heart, blood vessels and blood are the parts of circulatory system, and this kind of circulation is closed type of circulation or closed type of circulatory system. Okay, like this. In all the animals, in all the organisms, circulation is very essential task, very essential metabolism. But the method of circulation or the mode of circulation varies from organism to organism. Like the circulatory system has undergone so many changes. So this is what the evolution of circulatory system in animals. So this is different circulatory systems in animals. Okay friends, I think you have understood this topic. If you like this video, please share this video to your friends and give your valuable comment. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye.